Welcome to the Royal Calcutta Turf Club for the Calcutta Races Spring Meeting, third day, Thursday, 13th February 2025 race preview. The first race of the afternoon is the astounding handicap for horses rated 1 to 26 to be run over a distance of about 1100 meters. First up, we are looking at number 1, Dancing Queen. This is from race number 102, where Dancing Queen was slow into stride, was in 13th spot. As they turned for home, then despite the jockey's best effort, Dancing Queen made up a placing, finished on 12th of 14 runners. The winner here was Lucretius. Dancing Queen today ridden by Arshella. Number 2 is Phenomenal Lady. This run we are looking at from the previous season, where Phenomenal Lady had a couple of starts in race number 55, finished on 4th. This start was from race number 124, where Phenomenal Lady took the turn in last spot, finished on lard, and after the race it was noted that Phenomenal Lady was trotting lame. Today the mount of Kirtish Bhagat. Number 3 is Sporting Trainer, who's had 4 starts in the season, started the season with a second placed effort in race number 39, since then has had 3 unplaced efforts, including in race number 72, finished on 9th, race number 88, finished on 5th, and last start was slow into stride, took the turn in 12th spot, then made up a placing, eventually finished on 11th of 13 runners. The winner here was Honey Cake. We got 4 runners which went up against each other. We got Dubai King, who had a start after skipping the entire monsoon season. This start was in race number 87, where Dubai King took the turn in 2nd spot, was running a forward race, but then finished on 7th. Number 5 was Happy Morning, who was racing in 9th spot. This was Happy Morning's 5th start of the season, has finished on 2nd and 3rd respectively in the previous 2 starts. Here Happy Morning finished on 4th. Number 9 is MSG Fantasy. This was MSG Fantasy's 3rd start of the season, finished on 3rd in an earlier start in race number 69. And finally, number 11 is Lahina, who has had the start here, where finished on 9th. Number 6 is Sunflare. Sunflare has had 4 starts in the season, finished on 3rd in an earlier start in race number 54 behind Impressive Annie. Since then, couple of times Sunflare has been slow into stride and took the turn in 3rd spot over here. This was in race number 80, and then weakened and eventually finished on 6th of 9 runners. The winner was Intense Belief. We're looking at Royal Rider Palcha. This is from race number 103, where Royal Rider, this was Royal Rider's 4th start of the season, unplaced in all 4 starts. Over here, Royal Rider was leading the pack until the last 250 meters, where started to drop back through the field, eventually finished on 6th. Palcha, who has had 5 starts in the season, has been on board in place money 3 times out of 5. This start, Palcha took the turn in 3rd spot, then stayed on in 3rd. The winner was Zambezi. Finally, we got number 10, Sangeeta. Sangeeta, who's had a couple of starts in the season. First start was in race number 7, finished on 7th of 7 over 1400 meters. Last start was slow into stride, took the turn in 8th spot, then finished on 8th. The winner was Trebia. Sangeeta today, the mount of Arman Khan, drawn 1. We move on to the second race of the afternoon, the Salt Line Handicap Division 1 for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of about 1100 meters. We got 4 runners going to first. First up, we got Fresh Hope. This is from race number 102, where Fresh Hope was racing in 7th spot, then came up with a dazzling run, eventually finished on 2nd. Number 6 was Lucretius. Lucretius, who made every post a winning one. There was no looking back for Lucretius, who eventually had length and 3/4 to spare over Fresh Hope. We also had number 8 and 10. 8 is By the Book. By the Book was traveling in 3rd spot and dropped back a couple of placings, eventually finished on 5th. And we had number 10, which is Kindred Spirit. Kindred Spirit was traveling in 8th spot, then eventually finished on 2nd last of 14 runners. The winner, as I said, was Lucretius. Number 2 is Marcolini. Marcolini has had a couple of wins in the season in race number 22, race number 35 respectively, which were over 1200 and 1400. Then 2 starts and 2 unplaced effort in race number 59, finished on 10. The run we are looking at is from race number 72, where Marcolini took the turn in 3rd spot when asked for an effort, dropped back slightly, eventually finished on 6th of 14 runners. The winner was Sensational. Number 3 is Zuccardi, who's had quite a few starts, 7 starts to be precise. A placed effort in race number 92 in field of 10 behind Matangi, and the run we are looking at is from race number 95, where Zuccardi was travelling in second spot until the last 150 meters when dropped back slightly and finished on 4th. The winner was Sir Baffert. Number 4 is Sicily. This start is from the monsoon season, where Sicily had 3 starts and a couple of placed effort. In race number 23 finished on 2nd. Race number 35 finished on 2nd again, but after the race it was observed that Sicily was trotting lame. Today Sicily is the mount of A. Ashad Ajbar, drawn 1. Number 5, Super Sapphire. Super Sapphire has had 3 starts in this season, couple of placed efforts to start the season. In race number 15 finished on 3rd. In race number 35, Super Sapphire was in 8th spot, then came up and finished on 3rd. In race number 50, the one we are looking at, Super Sapphire ran a forward race, was in 3rd spot until the last 250 meters and dropped back, eventually finished on 6th of 10 runners. The winner was Kanya Rashi. Number 7 is Horus the Great. The start is from the monsoon season, where Horus the Great had a solitary start. That was in race number 23, where Horus the Great went over 1400 meters, was in 6th spot as the horses turned for home, then made a passage down the center and eventually finished on 3rd. And the winner was Wonderful. Horus the Great today the mount of Arman Khan. Number 9 is Memphis. Memphis, after switching base from Western India, had 3 starts, and after that in race number 87, Memphis finally came good. Was travelling in 7th spot, then was brought down the center and eventually got the measure of Lucretius by a neck, and Lucretius has subsequently won. So Memphis, the mount of Arbab, a very strong form lineup for Memphis. We move on to the third race of the afternoon, the Suit Line Handicap Division 2 for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of about 1100 meters. The first 3 runners we're looking at is Star Concept, Jamaica and Rhapsody in Green. Star Concept, who's had 5 starts in the season, started the season with a 3rd place effort. The run we are looking at is from race number 98, where Star Concept travelled mostly in 3rd spot, stayed on in 3rd. Number 2, Jamaica, who's had 5 starts as well, and Jamaica's best start was in penultimate start, where she finished on 4th. Over here, Jamaica, after being in 7th spot for most while, made up a placing, eventually finished on 6th. Rhapsody in Green, who finished on 4th after being in 9th spot for most while. Then we got number 3 is Money Catcher, earlier known as She's Our Star. Money Catcher has had 3 starts during the current season. In race number 3, which was run on the monsoon track, finished on 2nd. Subsequently 2 unplaced effort, including the one we are looking at, where Money Catcher was travelling in 9th spot, made up a few placing, finished on 6th of 10 runners. The winner was No Worry. Number 4, Sea Salt Caramel. Sea Salt Caramel has had 2 starts in the season. In race number 9, finished on 6th. Race number 86 was in a forward position until the last 150 meters, where despite the jockey's best efforts, Sea Salt Caramel eventually surrendered the lead and eventually finished on 3rd. The winner here was Asagiri. Number 6 is King Roger. 3 starts for King Roger in this season. Started the season with a 2nd place effort, which was a race run on the monsoon track. Since then, a 4th place effort in race number 85. The final start was in race number 102, where King Roger travelled over 1200 meters, was in 2nd spot, was racing a forward race, but until the last 150 meters, where started to slip back through the field, eventually finished on 6th. The winner was Lucretius. 7 is Chili Lady. Chili Lady, couple of starts in this season, and race number 41 finished on 2nd behind Frabia over 1100 meters. Last start, Chili Lady tried to run a forward race, was in 3rd spot as the heads turned for home, but into the last 300 meters tried to slide back through the field, eventually finished on 9th of 12 runners. The winner was Eagle's Flight. Number 8 is Commonwealth Queen, earlier known as Impermanence, has had a change of ownership and a yard. Couple of starts in the season for Commonwealth Queen, and race number 6 finished on 11th of 11, and race number 21, after being in a forward position, was 4th as the heads turned for home. Then started to slide back through the field, eventually finished on second last. The winner was multi-starrer Commonwealth Queen, today the mount of Arman Khan. Number 9 is Cristaldo. Cristaldo, after being unplaced in the first 3 starts, has finished on second in the last 2 starts. Last start, Cristaldo went over 2,400 meters into the last 150 meters, tried to drift out slightly and eventually finished on second by length and 3/4 behind Sun God Cristaldo, the mount of Alex Rosario. Number 10 is Indian Tiger. Indian Tiger has had a few starts in this season. Best start was definitely in race number 87, where Indian Tiger finished on third, and the earlier start in race number 9 also finished on third. Over here, Indian Tiger again went on a start to finish mission, but into the last 300 meters was really huffing and puffing. Eventually finished on 4th of 6 runners. The winner was Macchiato. We move on to the 4th race of the day, the Brave Dancer Cup. For horses rated 61 to 86, rated 41 to 66, eligible to be run over a distance of about 2,000 meters. First up, we're looking at Amber Knight, who had a start in the Queen's Cup, where Amber Knight tried to make every post a winning one, but then was overtaken by the eventual winner Ramiel at the 800 or 700 meters marker. Then Amber Knight tried to essay a challenge, but Ramiel was far too good. But Amber Knight definitely did the next best thing, finished on second, almost 3 lengths from the winner. Today the mount of Nikhil Naidu. We got 3 runners which went up against each other: Grace Guns, Dandi Satyagraha and Main Street. This is from race number 90. Great Guns, who was the winner in an earlier start in race number 40 over here. Great Guns, after being in 6th spot for most while, eventually finished on 4th. Dandi Satyagraha, this was Dandi Satyagraha's 4th start of the season. 5th start of the season, I should say, finished on 6th. And Main Street, who was a winner in an earlier start over 2,000 meters, Main Street over here was in the battle, but then eventually finished on 3rd. 6 is Wonderful, who has had a few starts in this season, has been on board and has placed. The start was over 2,000 meters, where Wonderful was racing in 4th spot, then made up a placing, eventually finished on 3rd. The winner was Sensational. We move on to the 5th race of the day, the Calcutta Million 2024-2025 Grade 3 for 3-year-old horses, to be run over a distance of about 1,600 meters. First up, we are looking at Kyoto, winner in race number 32 over 1,100 meters. Then in race number 66, gave the field a chunk of weight but finished on second. In the same race, we had Multi-Success. This was Multi-Success' second start of the career. Multi-Success, after being in 5th spot for most while, finished on 4th. We had Pantazi, who was the winner of this race. Number 2, Magnifico, was the script out of Duns the Dream, a start in race number 99, where Magnifico was ridden hard throughout the race, started to respond into the last 200 meters, and what acceleration Magnifico showed. This was over 1,100 meters. The mount of R. Baber was Magnifico. You look at number 4, Pantazi, as I said earlier, won in race number 66, and race number 97 was giving the field a chunk of weight, but then gave them a drubbing, won the race by 6 lengths. Shellacking was running here on debut. Is Sanis Parakam out of Camberon, who has won the Oaks and Guineas in Calcutta. Shellacking was travelling in 4th spot, eventually finished on last, and Worldwide, who came down from Western India, was travelling in 3rd spot, then Weekend eventually finished on 4th. So that's the lineup for the Calcutta Million 2024-2025 Grade 3. We move on to the sixth race of the day, the Magyar Handicap for horses aged 41 to 66, grade 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of about 1400 meters. First appearing at Kasha's first run on the Calcutta track, and what a start this was. Kasha was travelling in third spot, then took over the running into the last 100 meters, and then never looked back, has beaten Earth, who has subsequently won. We had Clever Hans, who was travelling in seventh spot, then eventually finished on sixth. Today, Kasha again the mount of Suraj Naidu, and Clever Hans ridden by Vinay Jaswal. Number 2 is Aeropoli, when legend Adahua Huavi has finished on third in the 2000 guineas, took a tilt at the Derby over 2400 meters, was in sixth spot, and Aeropoli the mount of Yash Naredu. Number 3, Sea of Charm has had 4 starts in this season. Unpleased in all 4 starts. Last start was slowly into stride, was in 8th spot, then made up a few placing, eventually finished on 5th. Of 10 runners, the winner here was Matangi. Number 5 is Emperor Ashoka. Emperor Ashoka has been a real money spinner. A couple of wins for Emperor Ashoka, including the start we are looking at, which is from race number 94, and has placed in a couple of races and has been on board in another start. So 5 starts and 5 times has earned stake money. Over here was in third spot, then took charge into the last 200 meters and never looked back. Emperor Ashoka again the mount of R. Baibab. 6 is Into the Storm, was winner in an earlier start in race number 71, then last start was in race number 82, where Into the Storm was racing in third spot for most while, then came up with a challenging looking run and eventually just missed out, beaten by the late finishing Kanya Rashi. Into the Storm did the next best thing, finished on second. 7 is Celtic Harlequin. Celtic Harlequin started the season with a win that was on the monsoon track, and since then has had 3 starts, both effort in race number 46 and a placed effort. The one we are looking at is from race number 88. Celtic Harlequin finished on third to lucky 9. This was over 2,400 meters. Eight is Multi-Starrer, was winner in race number 21. Since then has had 3 starts. Race number 74 finished on 4th. Race number 88 finished on 4th again. Race number 106 was in 4th spot and finished on 4th. The 4 runners this time to Snowpiercer, Multi-Starrer, the mount of R. Scheller. We got Aldila. Aldila has had a couple of starts in this season. 13 placed effort in race number 31. Then in race number 107, Aldila was in 4th spot, then finished on 4th. And Aldila has had a benefit of a mock race. The mount of Imran Chisti is Aldila. We move on to the 7th and last race of the day, the Horizon Handicap for horses rate 21 to 46, grade 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of about 1400 meters. First, we're looking at Italian Gold. Started the season with a win in race number 36, then a second placed effort in race number 50. Last start was in race number 82, went over 1600 meters, was in 4th spot, then dropped back, eventually finished on 6th of 8 runners. The winner was Kanya Rashi. Star Justice Super Rakiga, this is from race number 94, where Star Justice was travelling in 9th spot, made some very late gains, definitely fun for your notebook, eventually finished on 4th. Number 5, Super Rakiga finished on 3rd in an earlier start in race number 89. Over here, Super Rakiga also made some late gains, eventually finished on 5th, a close of 5th of 11 runners. The winner was Emperor Ashoka. 3, Amalfitana. 4, Swift Lady. This is from race number 103, where Amalfitana, after travelling in 3rd spot for most while, eventually finished on 2nd. Number 4, Swift Lady, who was travelling in 2nd spot when asked for an effort, dropped back, eventually finished on 5th of 7 runners. The winner was Bansi. 7, John Laffett. 9, Absolute Lightning. This is from race number 100, where John Laffett, after travelling in 2nd spot for most while, as you can see towards the inside, kept finding something and eventually finished on 2nd. Absolute Lightning, who was travelling in 6th spot, then made a couple of placing, eventually finished on 4th. The winner here was Zambezi. Finally, we got Kasha Laika. Kasha Laika has had a couple of starts, and race number 12 finished on 4th. The start we are looking at is from race number 89, where Kasha Laika was in a forward position until the last 300 meters, then started to slide back through the field, eventually finished on 10th of 10 runners. The winner was No Worry. That's the lineup for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Best of luck and see you at the races.